Hello everyone, I'm Enrique and today we're beginning the second week of our class. The topic that we're going to be working with this week is the writing process. But before we get into the contents of what you have to study, um, I'm reminding you that the first thing that you've got to do is open the planner and understand what you have to study, when you have to study it, and the different exercises that you need to complete. In this week, we will continue reading the book by Andrew Lansford, the book Everyone's an Author. You previously read the introduction, which is having a rhetorical awareness, and now you have to continue with the process as such. The pages that you have to read are 75 through 103. Additionally, you have to continue studying some language parts and notions. In this case, notions that are going to help you write good sentences. This is the language part that is going to be that you have to practice and do the exercises. For example, here you have to understand what parallelism in the sentence means. After you study that, then you can do the exercises. In this case, the first quiz, parallelism in the sentence. As I explained in the video conference, all these quizzes from 1 through 12 at the end of the module are, although the name is a quiz, they are not real quizzes. They are more like exercises with different or multiple tries or attempts. It means that what's important here is that if you have issues or trouble with the answer in one particular exercise, you should wait for a couple of minutes and then you can do it again. And by trying different possibilities, you can get to the right answer. So some of these exercises have as many as 6 attempts. The most complex ones, for example, the ones on MLA, as I explained on Saturday, that these exercises have like 6 attempts. In this case, these are simpler exercises, and so they should have like 3 attempts, and for sure you're gonna get the score after completing the last attempt. In this week, we have the first partial test. The first partial test is on Sunday, but in order to be able to be prepared for the partial test, which is about the thesis statement, you should complete this exercise with number 3, which is about thesis statement. That's why this quiz, the deadline is Friday, so you have until Friday to complete it, because on Saturday I'm going to be releasing the feedback. So I want to do that to give you one day to study and to see the results in that quiz. Usually the quizzes in my class are open during the whole week until Sunday, but in this case in particular, it will be open until Friday at 23:55, because on Saturday I want you to study and read the feedback that you're going to receive after completing this quiz. Then on Sunday you have the first partial test. The first partial test, as I said, is about thesis statement. To be able to be prepared for this partial test, you need to study the information that appears in the learning object of the week on page 6, 7, and 8. It's a guide to write good thesis statement. Here you have a general definition, you have the pattern of the thesis statement, and you have the different types of thesis statement depending on the genre of your assignment, and you have examples. But getting back to the learning object, since this is about the writing process, we are uncovering the process from the early stages, from generating ideas, producing pre-writing techniques that's gonna help you generate ideas, up to organizing these ideas by using other pre-writing techniques that can help you organize your ideas in a more formal way. for example, the outline. So you have here all the different rewriting techniques. You have this PDF from John Langan. John Langan uncovers one by one the different techniques, and Andrew Lanford does it as well, but this is a more concise version. In the learning object, you have also on page 4 of the learning object, you have the moment in which you start composing the text. I'm paying attention especially to the introduction. To me, the introduction is like the most important part of your essay, because the introduction is like the face. If we spare me the analogy, the introduction, you need to watch this video, which is with a very clear explanation of what the funnel approach is when writing an introduction. The funnel approach is like following the structure of a funnel, like a water funnel. You have a broad part, which is the mouth, usually is the hook in the introduction. You have a transitional sentence in the middle, and you have the thesis statement at the end of the introduction. So this video is a very important video, so you've got to watch the video. After that, I explained the different patterns of introductions that you could use following the indications of John Langan. John Langan suggests beginning with a broad statement that leads to thesis, beginning with the opposite idea that you would develop in your thesis, beginning with an explanation of the importance of your topic, beginning with an incident or brief story, beginning with questions, with quotes. So the hook part of the introduction is like the one that you have to treat with more care, because that's going to be leaving a lasting impression in the reader. And I have here one example of an introduction that uses the funnel approach. So you've got to study this before writing your essays in my class. A good beginning guarantees that you're going to be successful, because if you manage to hook the reader up to your writing, then chances are that the piece is going to be successful. I continue with in the learning object. I continue with the process, which is the last part, which is proofreading, revision, and edition of your essay. And I also pay, as I said, special attention to the thesis statement. So the pattern of the thesis statement, something that is announced in the video, I go in detail here. So if you don't study the information that is here for you in the learning object, you won't find this information in Andrew Lanford. Andrew Lanford is more general. This part is of a more general nature. So in this case, if you want to see the specific for thesis statement writing, you need to check the learning object. I give you examples. I'm giving you another video that in a very synthetic way shows you how to write a good, effective thesis statement. And I give you distinctions between the thesis statement in an analytical essay, expository essay, an argumentative essay, and of course in a narrative essay. So depending on the genre, you have to choose the type of thesis carefully. Then on page 8 of the learning object, I explain a very important notion of parallelism in the blueprint, which is the thesis statement has a limited subject. You make a claim, and then you defend the claim using 3 ideas usually. So parallelism in the blueprint is keeping the same type of grammar structure in the 3 elements in the blueprint. And you have another video explaining the function of the 5 paragraph essay. So in a nutshell, this is what you need to do during the second week. And I sent an email today in the morning to some of you that haven't studied the learning object or the contents of the first week. I, I was very surprised to see that half of the class hadn't studied the material that was supposed to be covered last week. This is the message that I wanted to give you. It's not too late. Please study what you have to study. And I need to explain to you something about D2L. D2L, as in any web page, we leave a digital trail. This means that whenever we access a page, whenever we visit a corner, we leave our imprint. So there is a register that says who has been studying or not. I don't want you to take this as a threat. I just want you to know that I know who has been studying or who hasn't. It's not too late. We're beginning the second week. It's time, please guys, that you join the class and do what you have to do. Please don't hesitate to contact me if you have a question or a comment or what have you. As I said on Saturday, we're just one email away. So if you have a question, please send it to me. I'm very happy whenever you send me questions.